Hello, everyone. Today, we're diving into a fascinating and somewhat eerie corner of psychiatry. Some conditions truly make us wonder about the complex ways our minds can trick us. These aren't your everyday mental health issues. These are rare, unusual, and downright baffling syndromes that tell us more about the mysterious power of the human mind. So let's begin. Cotard syndrome. Imagine this. You're walking through your day, yet you believe you've already died. Cotard syndrome is when someone believes they're a living corpse. They think they're deceased, that their organs are missing, or that they simply don't exist. And while this may sound surreal, it can cause profound distress. Just imagine thinking your friends and family are interacting with a ghost. Noah's syndrome. Then there's Noah's syndrome, often seen in older women, where individuals keep an overwhelming number of pets, usually more than 8. In 2011, one resident of Rochefort, France, had over 200 animals in her home. We're talking about cats, squirrels, turtles, even pigeons. It's a kind of extreme hoarding, but the focus is on animals rather than objects. Targul syndrome. Targul syndrome is perhaps one of the most bittersweet syndromes. People with this syndrome possess supermemory, so vivid that they remember every detail of their life experiences. This was often noted in Holocaust survivors. Imagine being able to recall every moment of your life, but being unable to forget even the most traumatic events. It's a haunting gift. Capgras syndrome. Next, we have Capgras syndrome, which might remind you of a suspense thriller. People with Capgras syndrome believe their loved ones have been replaced by identical imposters. This feeling of betrayal can lead to deep paranoia, and it challenges their relationships in heartbreaking ways. It's as if their life has turned into a scene from a sci-fi movie. Fregoli syndrome. Fregoli syndrome is almost the opposite. People with this syndrome believe that everyone they meet is actually one person in disguise trying to deceive or mock them. Named after the Italian performer Leopold Fregoli, who could change costumes and personas at lightning speed, this syndrome leads to profound mistrust of others. Gilles de la Tourette syndrome. Many of you may have heard of Tourette syndrome, where people experience uncontrollable tics. This can include physical movements, vocal outbursts, even inappropriate language that they can't control. It's one of the few on this list you're likely to encounter more often. Pain insensitivity syndrome. Imagine never feeling pain. Pain insensitivity syndrome is a rare hereditary condition that prevents people from feeling pain. While this might sound great, it's actually quite dangerous. Without pain to warn us of danger, injuries can become life-threatening. Autonomous hand syndrome. Now here's one for the horror movie fans. Autonomous hand syndrome. People with this syndrome experience one hand acting on its own, sometimes sabotaging their own actions. One hand might try to light a cigarette while the other throws it away. It's an eerie condition that makes you question just how much control we truly have over our own bodies. Truman Show syndrome. Ever feel like you're being watched? People with Truman Show syndrome believe their entire life is actually a television production, with millions watching them from hidden cameras. Named after the movie The Truman Show, this syndrome can lead to intense paranoia. Stendhal syndrome. Finally, we have Stendhal syndrome. Imagine becoming so overwhelmed by the beauty of art that your heart races, you start blushing, maybe even faint. People with Stendhal syndrome have intense physical reactions to art, often masterpieces, that seem to touch them on an otherworldly level. And there you have it, a tour of some of the most extraordinary tricks the mind can play on us. These syndromes remind us that the brain is both powerful and mysterious, sometimes working against its owner in ways that seem downright supernatural. But here's the clever takeaway. The mind is a lot like a funhouse mirror. It can reflect our reality, but it can also distort it in unexpected ways. So, the next time you wonder if your mind is playing tricks on you, remember, sometimes that might just be its way of keeping life a little more interesting. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep questioning.